Hello and welcome to my playthrough of Final Fantasy Tactics. This is the 6th story battle of the game, the Thieves Fort. If you've been following along, you'll notice that I've made some tweaks to my party here, Suzanne becoming a Time Mage and Ramza an Oracle. That's mostly so that I can work my way to classes further down the line, especially for Suzanne. I really want to make her a Summoner later on. On the other hand, I've kept Timothy as a Monk and Ilya as a Thief because Monks get some really great abilities, so I want to build up some job points there. And for the Thief, I especially want steel weapons, so she's going to be stuck there for a little while yet. Now, this specific fight, the Thieves Fort, is the first assassination mission in the game, so you can just charge Maluda, beat her, and be done. However, since I'm trying to play through the game without doing any random battles, I'd like to take this opportunity to get as much out of this fight as possible. So I'm going to try to beat all of her henchmen before I go after her. Now, in order to make that happen, I wanted to try to keep her out of the fight. So that's part of the reason that Ramza is an Oracle. It allows him to cast Paralyze, and it's one of the few things that I can do to stop her from just whacking my guys and dealing piles and piles of damage. On the other hand, the priests here are actually mages, and they can deal a ton of damage. So in order to handle them, I've given Timothy, my monk, Steel Heart. And that should allow him to control them. I already have Steel Heart on my Thief, so she can handle the other Thieves, although they also have Steel Heart. And so we'll see how this all goes. And it looks like one of their priests is already trying to bolt my guys, so I'll have to deal with that. And I've also got a Thief charging Delita, so he could very easily get two-shot if I don't do something about that. So I'm just going to have to wait for all these guys to finish moving before I can do anything. Alright, so straight to Timothy. So I can just charge him forward, and since he now has Steel Heart, I can try to use it on the priest over there. And if it works, it'll break her cast, so she won't bolt the area. It's one of the many advantages of Steel Heart. And it does work, so that's going to save me from getting bolted. So that's a good start, I guess. Now, Suzanne, I've got her as a Time Mage, and I would like to try to haste all of my guys. Ilya and Ramza are moving first. So I think I can probably just cast here and move them into it. That would probably work. Yeah, I can't go over there. I won't catch Algus. There's no vertical range on haste. So let's just do this, I think. In addition to moving into the haste, I probably want to steal that guy's heart. 53% chance. And I'm apparently lucky, so I get them both. So that breaks the charge. Must have been a charge +2 or something that he was trying to cast on Delita. And Ramza, I'll just leave him here because Maluda's not into the fight, and the only thing he can really do is cast Paralyze or use items. The haste will actually help with that, so when she charges out, Ramza should be able to move pretty quickly after her and just land a Paralyze. And I guess now it's time to think offense. I'm going to be using Bolt this fight. These spells depend on the weather, so when it's snowing, for example, ice is better. And here it's raining, so Bolt is better. And I would kind of like to try to land on Maluda, but I think I'd have to charge way too far forwards. I'm not even sure I can make it up there. Now, on the other hand, I could go over here and hit these two. That'll knock the charm off, but the charm's already served its purpose by breaking that bolt cast that she was going to land. The vertical is good, so I will actually hit the Thief if I cast there. So that's pretty much the best move, I think. I just need to find a spot, and yeah, I can't move over there. I don't think she's got room, but I think if I stand there, I can probably get the range, so let's get her in there. And yeah, it's all gonna work. Now, I could charge straight forwards and try to paralyze Maluda, but she's going to move, so that might turn out messy. It is an AoE, so it would clip whoever's standing next to her. So I'll just wait on that one, I guess. And Similarly, I don't really want to just charge in. Charming that thief would be useless because he's just about to get bolted right here. Decent. And now I'm going to pay for charging in because Maluda is going to whack my monk for 42 damage, which is pretty ridiculous when he's got 62 max. Sorry, 69 max, I think. And now he's down to 7. So this is going to be a very costly charm person. Yeah. That is going to end him. I do have one character who can bring him back. My thief has item and can use Phoenix Downs. So I'll have to get on that. But right now I think I really need to land a Paralyze on Maluda before she does that again. And it looks like the range is 4, so I can just hop in the water and cast it on her from there. So Delita is going to take out that knight, or thief. And we're working on this thief over here now. What is the priest going to do? Come on, AI. So she must be landing a cure if she's targeting her own people. That is not good. Or maybe the thief will just take her out, and I won't have to worry about that at all. Carry on. Oh, even better, he gets cured for it. Excellent. That'll take her out of the fight for a couple rounds. So, back to offense, I guess. And those guys all clustered up around Timothy to kill him, and they're not going to be able to move away before I bolt them. So that has got to be the right plan, I think. He's already going to die, but I will catch the other two, so this should work out. I think we probably want to hit the other thief. Put a little bit more damage on him, I think. Yeah. Luda, we don't actually want to kill her yet, so let's just hit this guy, because I don't think we're going to get 42 from the bolt. That should put him in range. One thief down. 53, forget it. He was doomed already. That's 2 thieves down, which is good. And I think, since things are going reasonably well, I can just charge in and paralyze the priest so that she doesn't do anything funky. I'm going to have to move in just a bit so that I can actually cast it on her, but I can get there, so... 96%. Enemy casters, which are good because they have high faith usually, have a really high chance of getting hit with these things because they have high faith. She's gonna charge and whack me with her stick instead. That's kind of very un-priest-like. Fortunately, Paralyze has terrible vertical range, i.e. none, so I'm going to paralyze her and it's not going to hit Ramza at the same time. And it's probably just in time since the thief is now out of the charm. And... well, there's a whole lot we can do right now. Yeah, I could try to bolt him, but he's going to move, so he might just wind up standing next to Ramza, and that would be bad. So I think we're just going to wait for a moment here. Just keep her away from the fight while we do that. Oh, so now I can finally move her in and put that Phoenix down on Timothy, since I don't really want him to expire. I've also got the mage standing right in front of him, so the thief can't just charge and knock him down again. No, haste is up. Delita is going to start on the priest. Algus apparently has nowhere to go. Thief is going. He can't take out my monk, but apparently he's going to have Ramza down to 4 after that. And he can't heal himself. So I don't think we have much choice here except to punch the priest and then bail. And with Delita also hitting her, she should be pretty close to dead. Just need to get out of there. Don't want him anywhere near there where Maluda's going to come out. Now Ramza's in critical, so we got 2 guys in critical. We do have the priest almost dead. I should probably potion myself. But he's going 8th, 5th, 6th. Pretty much all of us except my monk there are going to go before the thief goes again. So, yes. Take out that priest while I can. And then get the heck out of there. And Maluda's coming back. So again, not a moment too soon. However, I have clustered everyone nice and tight over here so I can get myself hasted again, which would probably be good. Keep the wounded guys out of combat or heal them. One of the two. Only 18. Must be bad sign compatibility. I think I'd like to steal Heart the Thief, but I don't want him to charge Ramza if it fails, so I think I should probably just go stand right in front of him, because that would block the path. So, hopefully this works, and that's not important. But it doesn't, so... okay. Algus is going to potion, so... Ramza's in okay shape, so I don't need to worry so much about him. Timothy, however, has no HP and no way of healing still, so can't really do much but pull him even further back. I don't want the thief or Maluda to come in and whack him. Again. Oh, we got the Delita to give him a potion this time, so... guests are actually being surprisingly useful. Yeah. He really likes that charge. Alright, so now I can potion, but... not much point in potioning Ramza himself. He's basically done for the fight, so let's potion Timothy, and then he can jump back in and actually fight Maluda, perhaps. She's got a thief right in front of her. So maybe we want to try bolting him. Then she can bail. 44 is pretty good. We just need another 28 after that. Probably do this and then just bail. I think that's the best option here. So we got Timothy, and Bolt doesn't have enough vertical range to hit down here, but hopefully he has enough vertical range to hit up. And he does. And that's 28, so I think we've just got this guy. Yes. 72 on the dot. Mind Break. I was okay with her whacking Algus because he's got a ton of HP, but Mind Break? Alright, so it's just Maluda now, and might as well move Ilya in and probably potion her since she's 20 damage off her max. Not that Maluda was hitting her very hard, but might as well be safe. And Ramza's done. He doesn't have enough to cast Paralyze, so no one needs a potion anymore, I guess. Let's just put him right in the middle. Grab stuff as those people start to crystallize. I guess Suzanne, pretty much the same path as Ramza, just hang around, wait for guys to turn into crystals, grab them. Although Algus and Delita are really doing a number on Maluda here. Let's bring... Timothy should probably stand way up here so that Maluda can't run back in and try to grab crystals, because that would just drag things out unnecessarily. You don't need to do anything, Ramza. Just grab the first crystal you see. Oh, yeah. Haste is up, but don't think we're going to need that. And I guess I can just box her in completely now and maybe take a shot. That would kill her, though. I'm going to give myself one round to pick up stuff. Although it's probably not going to be that interesting to listen to me ramble on about how my guys are picking up crystals. Plus, I seem to have triggered some kind of cutscene here, so let me take a step back and talk about the big picture for a moment here. A lot of the work that I'm putting into this challenge of trying to beat the game without doing any random battles is going on behind the scenes, because each time I go into a battle, there's this implicit trade-off that I have to make, where it would be nice to level up characters in certain classes so that I can have those abilities that I want for later battles, whereas I also kind of need them to be in certain classes just to try to beat the fight. I'll give you an example here. This fight would have been easier had I brought Timothy in as a knight instead of a monk, because he'd have had a lot more HP, and when Maluda ran out and whacked him, he'd have been able to tank all that damage instead of going down like he did. So I wouldn't have had to have worried about bringing him back and throwing all those potions on him and so on and so forth. So that cost me a bit there, but I really want the monk job points because I think Chakra is amazing, and 10 games down the line or so, when I finally start really abusing it, you'll get a good idea why. Now, that said, sometimes you get cases where you can kind of pull off a win-win. For example, with Ramza as an Oracle in here, yeah, I really want to be able to cast Paralyze on Maluda, and so it's useful in that sense, but I also really want him to qualify for Mediator class, which basically is just level 2 Oracle. And so I get both of those this way. Meanwhile, for a case of the exact opposite, in Slums and Dorter I had to send Ramza in as a knight. If you've been paying attention, before that he was a chemist, and since then he's been a caster, so the knight's really an aberration. I didn't want those knight points. I had to send him in as a knight, because the game pushes him out front no matter where you try to deploy him, and so I needed him to have tons of HP so that he could run up front and try to whack some wizards before they started whacking my guys. So that was a situation where I felt compelled to do something specifically for the fight rather than for the long term. Now the next fight, which is another Maluda fight, is actually pretty easy, but the fight after it is Y-Graph, and if I try to do it this way, it'll probably be very hard. So I'm going to go into the next fight thinking how I can best position myself for the Y-Graph fight that follows after. Anyhow, it looks like that shot from Delita is going to finish Maluda, so we can wrap this up. That was the 6th fight of Final Fantasy Tactics, the Thieves Fort. Next up, as I was saying earlier, we have Lunalia Plateau, another fight with Maluda. Following that, we've got the first match with Y-Graph, which was probably going to be pretty hard, and the chapter finale Fort Zeekden after that. I'll see you there.